Listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT with myself, Jamie O'Hara, and ex-Liverpool winger Jermaine Pennant. A huge night in the Premier League tonight sees Arsenal draw 0-0 with Newcastle. Everton get beat 4-1 at home to Brighton. Can Frank survive this? Can he stay in the job? What do they need to do? Everton fans, you can have your say. Leicester get beat 1-0 by Fulham. Fulham absolutely flying up to 7th in the table, level on points with Liverpool. Manchester United win 3-0 against Bournemouth. Quietly going about their business, Ten Hag. They are in the top 4 with 35 points. What a job he's done, Ten Hag, since he's come in. Rashford scoring again. So get involved. Have your say. 03-717-2233-34. But we've got to talk Fulham and go to Dan, who is a Fulham fan. Dan, good evening.
Hey, how we doing, boys?
Good. Dan, you're at
the mood a little bit on the sports bar, are we?
you're flying, Dan. You're flying.
I've never known a depressing hour like that, boys. Come on, let's talk about Fulham. Come on, boys. How are we? You all right?
Yeah, good, Dan. Look, what a job you've done. And, you know, people coming in to the Premier League, a lot of people saying Fulham will go back down. That's what they do. They go up, they come down. But no, not this season. Wow, what a job.
Honestly, what a ride we're on at the moment. Honestly, it's been brilliant. Listen, the performances tonight, you know, we rode our luck, we held on, and, you know, but we were determined, and we haven't seen this at Fulham for a long time. We're grinding out these results. Southampton was a poor performance, but we went and got the win. Tonight, first half played really well, went and got the goal. The second half, you know, we really held on, and we was just, honestly, we haven't seen this for a long time at the Cottage, and he's doing an amazing job. He really is, and yeah, it's just a privilege. You know, it's a long way to go tonight. Train strike. But, you know, we've come all the way up here because we love it at the minute. We are loving life. Come on, Fulham.
Yeah, brilliant, Dan. At the moment, Fulham are the second best team in London.
Get out of here.
Right,
we're still 5th. Right, we're 5th, right? Relax yourself. I'd rather watch Fulham right now, to be honest.
Dan, look, when it gets to the 19th, you know, games, that's when we're at halfway mark. Do you see Fulham maintaining this? It's been a crazy season at the moment, you know, with the World Cup and all that. Is this going to be another Leicester? Is there going to be more shocks of the lower teams climbing the table higher? Can Fulham maintain this little run they're on and staying in the top half of the table?
To be honest with you, mate, I really don't want to get ahead of myself, but I've just sat, while I've been on hold with you boys, I've been looking on Experian.com and looking at the best credit card rates for the next European tour. Come on, Fulham! We're on the way! What's that theme song? This is the champion!
Yeah, Dan.
Jamie don't know that one, Dan, mate.
You can keep dreaming about that one, Dan. You can keep dreaming about that one. Maybe, what's the Europa Conference League theme tune? You can maybe think about that one. They might be able to sneak in there. Fair play to Fulham, though, Jermaine. What a job. I mean, you look at the team now that they've got. You know, Pereira, really good player. Palhinha, Harrison Reed, he's come on. Tim Ream, I played with Tim Ream at Fulham. I played with him at Fulham, and I never saw this player.
Yeah,
I know he's solid. He's good on the ball. I know it gives them balance. I mean, what a side they've turned into. And look, Mitrovic up front. When you've got a player when you know you can rely on, he's going to bang in goals for you. I tell you, who'd need him right now: Arsenal or Man United. Yeah,
you know, he's put all the doubters to bed. They were saying, but can he do it in the Premier League? We've seen him score, you know, untold goals in the Championship, but can he do it at the highest level in the Premier League? And he's doing it. And to be able to Fulham, the first game of the season, they've set out the benchmark, you know, with the draw at Liverpool. They was fantastic in that game, and they've just continued on that level. Yeah. They've not really dipped. Obviously, they lost some games against big teams, but apart from that, they've been fantastic, and full credit to where they are.
Yeah, absolutely flying. Well done, Fulham. Fantastic football club as well. Great people there, so I want to see them do well. Let's keep the positivity and go to Josh, who's a Brighton fan. Josh, good evening.
Yes, evening, fellas. How you doing? All right?
Yeah, good. Look, there's a lot of Everton fans, angry Everton fans, want to come on and talk about how bad they were, but credit to Brighton tonight. I mean, an absolute performance from some of them. And Mitoma come in, I think you paid $3 million from him. 3 years ago, he's playing for a university team. What a player he looks like.
Yeah, well, boys, look, unfortunately, unlike the fella that just come on and talk about Fulham, we don't have a Mitrovic. But, you know, the fact that goals have been hard to come by for us over the last couple of seasons, you know, 4 tonight, and the goal scorers
cost between themselves £5.5 million, £5.5 million, which is remarkable.
Yeah.
And for us now, driving home, 4 hours each way, it's a big stint for all those fans up here. But I think, again, like Fulham, we are slowly starting to believe that this club, can become something bigger and we can push for those European places. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, you had the loss of losing Graham Potter, and obviously he'd done a fantastic job at Brighton. You were flying at the start of the season. You lose him. You had a little bit of a wobble, didn't you? I'm thinking, Brighton going to start slipping. But you sorted it out, and I mean, tonight's performance just shows what you can achieve.
Yes, of course, definitely. And look, it's hard to see Potter go, and obviously we know he's getting stick at Chelsea, and obviously we wish him the best in that sense. I speak for maybe a minority of fans with that.
Do you really, Josh? Do you? You want to see him get sacked?
Bit harsh.
Well, look,
you do, didn't you?
I'm not gonna say that on live radio, but that's up for debate. But all I'm going to say is, in terms of Chelsea and Brighton in that link, in Levi Colwill. Wow, he is a remarkable young centre half. And for us at the moment, after seeing him tonight, okay, Everton weren't great. You've spoken about that. Defensively, they're a shambles, but it's nice to put them to the sword. But going forward when they did, if it wasn't Dunk, it was Colwill. I feel like they've got a really good bond at the moment with Webster out. And for me, with Ferguson coming through, scoring 2 goals, the youngest player to score 2 Premier League goals since Federico Makeda in 2009, I think it was.
Yeah. Josh, you was at the game. You was at the game. What was the atmosphere like with the Everton fans? Because we're watching the game on TV. It was hard to kind of tell what it was like. Did it get really toxic? Did it look like the fans had turned on Lampard?
Yeah. So they were flat. They were really flat. The whole game, obviously, we went ahead relatively early. I feel like we controlled the game. And I was saying to my mates that we were with, and because there was a few that left at 2-0, but the majority stayed. And I feel like actually the hostility was more towards the board than it was to Lampard. And look, it's hard to discredit Lampard with the career that he's had, and the managerial up and downs he's had as well. And obviously, not being an Everton fan, it's also difficult to comment as well in that sense. But they were very, very kind of, it's almost like they were forced to be there, the Everton fans. You know what I mean? They were like, it's another game. And it's hard for them, obviously being, one of the longest serving clubs in the Premier League. I can only imagine how hard that is.
Yeah. Seeing them absolutely go under. Yeah, you're loving this, Josh. Aren't you? I mean, you're loving this.
Mate,
you're driving home. You've had a 4-hour.
Josh, I want to say one thing about Brighton is, which I'm very impressed, is that it doesn't matter who they face. There's no fear at all. There's no sitting back. There's no being defensive, getting 10 men behind the ball. They attack, and it is a joy to watch.
Yeah. And do you know what, fellas? I think that's actually, we built the foundation of the Potter, but this Roberto De Zerbi has drilled it into us, whether it's like the Italian flair and the drive and the passion, but just keep attacking, just keep going.
It's brilliant.
Whereas I feel like under Potter, we might have dropped off a little bit and maybe, leaked a few goals here and there and made it difficult for ourselves. But I felt tonight we were always in control. But listen, boys, before I head off, I just want to say, Leandro Trossard, right? For the last 3 games, okay, so I've been at Charlton in the cup and we got knocked out. Yep. I've been at Arsenal at home, and obviously he didn't play tonight. He doesn't want to be there. He does not want to be there. So listen, any other fans, any other managers, whatever, listening to this right now, take Leandro Trossard off our hands. Graham Potter, have him for free. Swap us for Levi Colwill. Evan Ferguson will do. Do you know what I mean?
All right. I appreciate your call, Josh. Fantastic call.
Too big for his boots. That's what you're saying.
He's had a good start to the season. His head's turned, hasn't it? He's looking at a bigger move, maybe, and Brighton fans won't like that. The
grass ain't greener, mate. The grass ain't greener.
Well,
you've seen players go.
If you go to Man United.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it is if you go to Newcastle and they're paying you 150 grand a week. Oh, it's going to be a little bit green. It might not be as nice up there. Brighton's a lovely place, but, come on, Jay.
No, but what I'm saying is, you've got players who've, like, for instance, when Torres left Liverpool, he was on flames. He was, godlike. He went to Chelsea and he was half the player. I'm saying sometimes for your career, it's not greener.
Yeah. Didn't he go and win the Champions League?
With Chelsea?
Yeah.
Okay, the grass is greener.